Well, you might want to hold on to your controllers, and some of you that got foot pedals around, you might want to keep your foot on the pedal because there are a lot of people mad. We got the toxic gamer topic rising because people are saying Warzone 2 is getting blasted. Well, with the power of Bumbleclad, I gotta say this, man. I'm actually liking the game for at least now. Am I gonna be enjoying the game a week from now, a month from now? Quite frankly, I don't know the answer to that. But for now, I'm enjoying the gunplay. I think the movement system is quite frankly very good. I've seen some of your comments and you guys are like, Yoskis are like, the movement system is quite stiff, and I can see where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, it is what it is all I gotta say. Maybe you have to cope. Maybe you're too old for this shit. Or maybe, you know, you're just do not have that shaking mechanism. The maps part is where I'm a little bit skeptical, and quite frankly, a lot of people are talking about the maps because the map design has been kind of poo-poo. Yeah, we got the colors. We got a lot of people saying that Warzone 2 is getting blasted by players. What happened? And ladies and gentlemen, I want to dive into this video. I want my beliefs to be challenged. I want this video to change my mind. I want to see the opposing argument.
Warzone 2.0.
Drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to Neroscinema as well.
And the fact that the people that have played the game already are pretty torn as to whether or not it's even good. That's pretty mind-blowing. So first and foremost, here is going to be the brand new map. If you guys haven't seen this yet, this is going to be the brand new map. Infinity Ward claims it's the biggest map they've ever done, bigger than Caldera, bigger than Verdansk. And if you guys,
they say that every single year, and I mean it can be the biggest map, and there's no problem with that. But do you got the volume to support that big of a map? I beg to differ.
No, Verdansk is going to be returning in Warzone Mobile, and then Caldera is going to be the default map for the original Warzone, Warzone 1.0. Then we have this brand new map here for Warzone 2.0. I know things are getting a little bit confusing. The map itself looks beautiful. On all accounts, it looks beautiful, and I gotta tell you, I marked out and I saw it during Call of Duty Next, all the throwback locations that they have here. It's like what they did with Blackout back in the day, and to be fair, they did the same thing with Warzone.
Blackout or Warzone? I would go with Blackout.
But it's so cool to see places like Terminal. We know High Rise is going to be there. It's so cool to see even like lesser known places like Showdown from Call of Duty 4 for crying out loud. You got Dome from Modern Warfare 3. It's really cool. The map looks beautiful, but with it being the biggest map ever, most people are saying it's really slow because in some of the matches you only had 60 to 80 people, and we have 60 to 80 people on a gigantic map where the circles are different now.
Hey, whoa, time out, man. And this is a massive moment, and I just don't understand the mindset behind Activision. It feels like that they have been drinking prawn juice, which they are doing helicopters with their willies. Allegedly, I'm assuming they still are doing that. But the thing here is that's really funny to me here is that we heard that Warzone Mobile is not gonna have AI bots, but the Warzone 2 on console will actually have it. I just don't understand.
Well, things get a little bit slowed down and a little bit odd. It doesn't have the same pacing that you're kind of maybe used to if you play the original Warzone a ton. Speaking of those new circles, here's an example. This is what they actually show during Call of Duty Next. So instead of having just like one normal circle, we now have like several circles that move around.
Initially, when I saw this, I was like, this is a good change. This might be a lot more sweaty, but then after putting 2 and 2 together, you surely do not get a 4, you get a 5. And after just like thinking about it, having 3 circles, that would make it less sweaty. So in a way, it's kind of good. But from the gameplay that we've seen and from what people are talking about, looking at the map, there aren't many people and it's a big map. Maybe having like 2 circles would have been like a good thing for Warzone 1. We got 3 different circles. People are not seeing other people around, and it's making it a lot more slow pace, and people are actually like, okay.
They collapse into one final circle, but there's different circles, and then you'll be like the winner of that circle and you move towards the next one. It looks a little bit confusing, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna definitely take a little bit of getting used to. And the big consensus from what I'm reading on Twitter, and I've watched some gameplay, but I haven't been able to dive too deep into it, but a lot of what I've been reading is that people consider Warzone 2.0 to be a step backwards from the original Warzone, because as Warzone has developed, going back from Modern Warfare 2019 through Black Ops Cold War and into Vanguard, they've updated the game quite a bit, and they've added a lot of quality of life improvements, and really none of them seem to be in Warzone 2. And the explanation that people are coming up with is Warzone 2 has been being created all these years in the background, right? And as a result, they didn't really have all those other changes and those other implementations from Warzone 1. Those weren't like part of Warzone 2 because they were building up.
I mean, that's an excellent point, and I see where people are coming from. I see why Nero is bringing that up, and this constantly happens. It's like every time a new game comes out, you know, people are like, okay, that looked good this day, okay, I want this to be changed. And over time, over the course of few months, maybe a year or 2, in this case I would say 2 years, Warzone 1 was kind of perfected, but then they came out with Caldera and people are like, nah man, I'm gonna go back to the old maps. And and surely if you say that, if you point your fingers, they're gonna label you as a toxic gamer. That's what they're gonna say. You say one, you could say like 10 nice things about it, but the second you say one bad thing, they're just gonna label you as a toxic gamer. That's how it works. Freedom of speech is dead. They just want to call you a toxic gamer, and it always happens. It happens like the fact that I said I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, but maps are kind of like toxic gamer. You're gonna see that everywhere. They're gonna forget about that I said gameplay is fun, but I see the point here. I do feel like that Warzone 2 cannot fail. The reason being, this is gonna be their cash cow. The reason they're already coming out with Warzone 2 is because they want to have a new engine. They want to have it for next gen consoles or current gen PS5, Xbox Series X and S. They want to have this. They want to make sure they got something out. They want Warzone 1 for last gen, or surely this is gonna be on last gen as well. They want a brand new map and also a brand new label, and they want to bring back the players they lost with Warzone 1 that surely lost to Caldera, and they also want to have Warzone Mobile. These are gonna be the cash cows. These are gonna be the games that have 100 million plus players. So if this game is receiving this poorly right now, they're gonna do everything in their power to make it better. If Modern Warfare 2 is receiving poorly, if people are not happy with Modern Warfare 2, they're like, yeah, F that, man, because already people are complaining about no minimap, and rightfully so. Apparently we're hearing that minimap was in the game at one point, but they removed it. For what reason? Probably Bumbleclad. But Warzone 2 is different, because if people are not content, if they're not seeing the same amount of engagement from people, if they're not seeing people being on Warzone 2, if they're not seeing people buying the skins, surely they're gonna change the meta, and surely they're gonna try to listen to the fan base.
And we also see, big Twitter accounts like Modern Warzone and Charlie Intel both claiming that Warzone 2 is going to take a lot of getting used to, and Modern Warzone even claimed that he straight up doesn't like it as much as Warzone 1. Now, of course, Warzone 2 is going to be releasing on November 16th. If you guys haven't heard about this, Modern Warfare 2 releases on October 28th, and then on November 16th, that is going to be the launch of Season 1 for Modern Warfare 2, and during the launch of Season 1, like right there on day 1, they're going to be launching Warzone 2 as well as DMZ. We got a little bit of information about DMZ.
I would say that's actually a really good thing, because Warzone 2 is going to be free. DMZ is something that has been leaked for a very long time, and apparently Activision hinted, they kind of confirmed Warzone 2, and they kind of said that DMZ Warzone 2 is going to be coming out on November 16th, but it was not explicit enough to the point where we can be like, okay, well, both of them are coming out on November 16th, but both of them actually are. That's the rumor. It's still not 100% confirmed, but it certainly feels that way, and I think it's good that DMZ is gonna be free. That has been officially confirmed, and it's apparently, from what we're hearing, new leaks came from the homie Tom Henderson. Shout out to the homie, and he has heard that it's also gonna be having 100 players, so it's not gonna be tactical like people have been assuming. It's more of gonna be like battle royale in a way. I think that's actually good. So if you're like skeptical, if you're on the fence about Modern Warfare 2 and you're like $70, obviously the second you say the games are $70, the game should not be $70. They're gonna label you as a toxic gamer
here today, but really they didn't say a whole lot, and they didn't really show us anything either. We got a logo, so it's going to be Call of Duty's Extraction mode. It's basically going to be Escape from Tarkov, if you guys have seen that. It's going to be, as they describe it, a rich sandbox where you kind of create your own win condition. There's going to be AI on the map, and they're going to be lethal. You have to work with your team or play alone. You can hunt down other players, or you can avoid other players. It's going to be tied to Warzone. It's going to be on the Warzone 2.0 map. But again, we don't really have that much information. But if you've seen Escape from Tarkov ever, it's basically going to be the Call of Duty version of that. But going back to normal Battle Royale here, fans are mixed, man. And there is one thing that I am very excited about, and I know this means so much more to me than it does to probably most of you, but they said during Call of Duty Next that in Warzone, they wanted to give people things to do besides just win. And I feel like they watch my videos sometimes, because I've like literally said that in the past. Like, I want something to do in the game besides just try for the win. I mean, obviously you try for the win, but if you lose,
yeah, I would say that's a W for sure.
It's the game, then you're just like, well, shit, that sucked. I guess I just jump into another one. What was great about a game like Blackout, for example, is in Blackout,
bro, looking at Blackout right now. Oh my god, where's the homie Young Guy?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Roll Young Guy.
Oh my god!
You had the individual progression system, so you're leveling up, unlocking the individual skins like Frogman and Battle Hardened and the Air Force chick, I forget her name, and so on and so forth, right? There was those Blackout specific characters that you got for leveling up, and so even if you didn't do all that well, if maybe you did a challenge or something like that, it felt good to level up. And then you also had all the number skins you could go for, and you had the Blackout specific skins that you would get for doing whatever challenge. I'm not going to show you guys the woods footage again. I feel like I've used it in probably 500 videos, but another example, if you want to go get Reznov's hat, which spawns at either raid or Asylum, you grab his hat, and then you have to get a sniper down and a kill from like 400 meters away, and then get...
Yo, as funny as it was seeing like all of these Blackout homies shake and be like, ah, ee, ooh, and do those, and see them do those dance moves and perform, I kind of missed that. The Blackout character rewards were actually really good. One in the comments right now if you actually played Blackout when it came out. 2 if you haven't.
Top 2 in the game. Like, it was really hard to unlock Resnaut, whereas other characters like Dempsey, for example, I think Dempsey, I don't remember what you had to do. It was something simple, but if you found Dempsey's item and then did that specific challenge with that item in your inventory, you got yourself a brand new character. So while yes, you're trying to play the game, you're trying to win the game, you also have these side objectives, these side things to do, which is one of the many reasons why I personally believe Blackout is better than the original Warzone. But they said during Call of Duty...
Activision will not like to hear that. I mean, damn, bro. Like, damn, man. It was a massive mistake not to make Blackout free to play. Could you imagine if Blackout was free to play?
That there's going to be a whole series of quests and gameplay challenges within Warzone. So the extent of that, they did not really go into very much detail, but I'm hoping that they adopt some of those things that we had in Blackout and put them into Warzone 2.0, because I think that can only mean good things for the player base. But going back to it here, man, people are torn. Good
things for the players mean they will not be able to make money. If they're not able to make money, that doesn't mean good things for them. And the entire reason we're getting the third-person mode, I mean, listen, I'm actually loving the fact that we're getting third-person mode. I know that some of you are like, hey, no, man, we should not be getting a third-person mode in Call of Duty. I mean, damn, man, like the people are complaining about nothing being news. There are people that want something new in it, and I feel like that having ground war, it's a perfect. I know that not everybody. I know that some of you are like, yo, wow, Skizzle, you gotta stop right there. Okay, but listen, man, we gotta get something new, and I feel like the ground war is actually really good for innovation. I know not everybody's in it, but listen. As long as we have good amount of 6v6 maps, as long as those maps are good, so far people have been pretty much torn. Some people are liking it, some people are not liking it. It's either or. We have good 6v6 maps and we have some good ground war maps. It's gonna be really good for that novelty. And the third-person mode was actually available in the original Modern Warfare 2 all the way back in 2009. And the fact that it's coming back here again, I think it's gonna be really good for novelty. But let's keep up $150. The only reason it's coming back in the upcoming Modern Warfare 2 game is because they have realized that, hey man, we gotta sell skins, we gotta sell more skins, and the way we're gonna be able to do that is if people can actually see their skins in the game. That's basically what it comes down to. Money.
People are torn. People don't know after playing it. Mind you, people consider these guys to be the COD shills. I don't consider them to be shills. They're working with Activision, sure, there's an inherent bias there, but I think they still have valid opinions. I still trust these people, right? And when they're there in Los Angeles, they just woke up in a hotel room being paid for by Activision. They went to the event, they got their care package, they have their official Call of Duty brand Crocs. They go to the event, they sit there all day, they finally get to play the game, and they tell you that they're not enjoying it.
God.
I'm inclined to believe them. You know what I mean? And a big thing that a lot of people are talking about is you can't buy loadouts in Warzone 2.0. If you go to a buy station...
I mean, imagine, bro, like Activision is like putting you in a hotel, they put you on a flight, that shit's fire. Like, you can be in a hotel, you can order whatever food you want. They got snacks all around, they got a lot of the sugar, they got pom all around. They got you with those monitors, 4K monitors, 144 hertz monitors with 1 millisecond response rate. I don't know what else they got. Did they have like baddies all around? Did they had a foot pedal around? They probably had Chronox Maxes, allegedly some striker packs and shiza like that. I mean, damn, anybody who would get treatment like that would probably be...
I'm shaking!
You cannot buy your loadouts at buy stations, so I am hearing that you can buy individual attachments, so you can, in a kind of roundabout way, get your favorite loadout, but it's gonna be more expensive, and maybe it's got something to do with the strongholds, like we learned from that
W or L
tester a while ago. I don't know. The big thing is they have gone out of their way to say that Warzone 2 is an alpha, and I understand that. Games are, you know, you look at, I think I might have some old footage for you guys. Here is the beta for Blackout. And I get that the map didn't really change. The visuals did get upgraded, I think, a bit. They definitely like updated the map over the course of different seasons. Like, you know, during the summertime, it looked different compared to the springtime and winter and things like that. But just looking back at like the old, you know, how you looted, for crying out loud. This bag system is terrible. It's horrible. But that was the Blackout beta. And apparently we are in the Warzone alpha. And the thing about it being an alpha is the game is set to release on November 16th. So we're talking about literally...
I would say that like the alpha and the beta, if you don't like the look of the game, then chances are you need to accept defeat immediately. Because visually the game is not gonna look too different. Yeah, they can make it like daytime turn into nighttime, maybe afternoon time, maybe dawn or sunset and shiza like that. They can mess around with the lighting and make it that way. But graphically speaking, if you're like down, if you're like, hey man, I don't like graphics, let's be real, that's not gonna change too much. But if you do not like some of the gameplay decisions, like if game needs some nerfs, buffs, stuff like that can be changed. But let's keep a $150. How many times we've seen day one patch is gonna fix everything, day 0 patch is gonna fix everything? I mean, damn man, that never happened. It never happened, never will, and never gonna.
2 months, like almost to the day from now, that game is going to be going live. So if it's an alpha right now and it's not in a very good state, how much are they going to fix and change and update in 2 months? I mean, maybe they can do a lot. I don't know. I'm not a game dev.
Neroscinema, you're just a, you know what? You're just a toxic gamer.
I'm just a guy that talks about Call of Duty on the internet. That's what I do here, man. That was a bit of a Hutch reference, and I didn't even mean for it to be. But I'm worried. You know, I'm worried about Warzone 2 because I want it to be good. I love Blackout. I put so much time into Blackout, and I barely played Warzone because it just was not my cup of tea, especially after having played Blackout for so long. So I'm hoping that with Warzone 2, it kind of has a bit of that Blackout vibe while still having its own identity and its own like Warzone, Modern Warfare-esque stuff. That's like the common ground that I'm trying to find here. But right now, people aren't so sure about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we actually have a massive documentary one last time. Click on this video on the screen and I will see you right there.